We are, it's like 7:05. We're situated here, so we'll go ahead and call this session Jackson County Board of Education to order. And as our custom, we always take the very first part of the meetings to pray and silently reflect on the things that are going on. And obviously, we are getting ready to start school and in uncertain times. So be in special prayer, and I'm going to say prayer because that's what I'm going to do. In special prayer for those who are returning to our school buildings, be it little ones or be it employees. So remember those that are starting. Remember this board. Remember the administration. All those who are making decisions across the state and across this nation as we move forward. I can guarantee you that any decisions that's made are not made lightly, and a lot of thought has been put into those, and hopefully a lot of thought has been put into those. So certainly be mindful of our people going back to school and that are going to be preparing so hard for our students to come back. So if you will take a moment with me, please. Thank you. So the first thing we do is to approve the agenda. Do have some changes to the agenda. If you will look at those with me, under leaves, I'd like to add an item E under leaves, and that's over toward the back, I think. Under personnel. E, it's going to be to I can consider a motion to approve of the leave of absence for Kim Horton. She's a countywide aide from August the 3rd to May the 28th. So that's E, Kim Horton, countywide aide, August 3rd to May 28th. So if you'll note that one on your agendas. Under transfers, we're going to have G. G is to consider a motion to transfer Josh Wright to principal at Stevenson Middle School, effective September the 1st. Josh has been at Skyline. So it's G, consider a motion to transfer Josh Wright to principal at Stevenson Middle School effective September 1. Under employments, we want to this time strike item I. So we'd like to remove item I. That is being removed as a motion from the superintendent. And then one other note on the so under general business J, for clarification, under general business J, the first of the agenda, where we have the list of supplies. If you will look at number 4, the gloves, that price is not by the case, that is by the box. So that is number 4, where it says case, that's actually box. It's $18 a box. Jenna, those were the only additions to the agenda. Okay. So, do we have a motion to approve the agenda with the modifications?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, we have a motion to approve with modifications. Is there a second? I'll second that. Is there any discussion? All in favor of approving the agenda with modifications, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So our agenda has been approved. So we will move into the general business. A, consider motion for any corrections, additions, or deletions to the June 25th, 2020 board meeting minutes. We have a motion to approve those minutes.
I'll make the motion.
Mr. Matthews gonna make that motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, Mr. Knight's gonna second that. Any discussion concerning the minutes? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So those minutes stand approved. B, consider a motion to adopt and ratify the declaration of emergency conditions issued by the superintendent July the 20th, 2020.
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion. We have a second. I'll second that. Is there any discussion? We'll move to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And B is now approved. C, consider a motion to approve the financial statements and list of reconciled bank accounts for June the 20th, June 2020. Those are attached. And the total payroll expenditures were $3,701,971.42. And the total non-payroll expenditures were $433,584.48. I'll make a motion to approve those.
Second.
Second, any discussion on those? All in favor of approving those, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, stands approved. D, consider a motion to approve the bid for C&P Milk for the 2021 school year to Mayfield, and that was in the amount of $218,163.60 for the year. We have a motion.
I'll make the motion.
All
I'll
right.
second.
All right, Mr. Matthews, Mr. Knight, any discussion on that milk? All in favor of approving that bid, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And it stands approved. E, consider motion to approve the bid for C&P Bread for the 2021 school year to Flowers in the amount of $5,362, and that is monthly. We have a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion.
Mr. Knight's going to make that motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor of approving the bread bid, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, now it stands approved. F, consider motion to approve the bid for gas to Sweetwater Valley in the amount of, and you see it there, $1.48, almost 49 per gallon.
I'll make the motion.
All right, we have a motion. Is there a second? I'll second that. Is there any discussion? We'll vote on this gas. All in favor of approve this bid, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And that bid stands approved. G, consider motion to approve the bid for diesel to Sweetwater Valley in the amount of $1.37, almost $1.38.
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. Any discussion? We'll move to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So that bid has been approved. H, consider a motion to approve the bid for propane to feral gas in the amount of $1.11 per gallon.
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. Is there any discussion? We'll move to vote on this. All in favor of approving the propane bid, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That propane bid has been approved. I, consider a motion to approve the bid for school supplies to Walmart in the amount of $105,558.42. And before we vote on this, I'll just say that this is part of the Emergency CARES Act funding that we're going to use to buy school supplies. I'll make that motion. Is there a second?
Second.
A second. Any discussion? All in favor of approving this bid for school supplies, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That bid has been approved. J, consider a motion to approve the following bids for COVID-19 cleaning supplies. And obviously we're going to take all these together. We had the modification on number 4 to clarify. That is gloves by the box. We have a motion to approve this item.
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a second. Is there any discussion? We'll move to vote. All in favor of approving these items on bid, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And those have been approved. K, consider a motion to approve the purchase of 400 Dell Latitude teacher laptops from Dell Marketing LP in the amount of $320,000. I'll make that motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion? All in favor of approving this bid, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So it's been approved. L, consider a motion to approve the deletion of fixed assets and supplemental inventories, and that was attached.
I'll make the motion.
Uh,
School buses. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had Mr. Knight made a motion. Is there
I'll
a second?
second.
We have a motion second. Any discussion? All right. All in favor of deleting those, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. M, consider a motion to approve the Jackson County School District's parent guardian student guide for student Chromebook insurance fees.
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. Any discussion? I think that was $20. It's pretty cheap for insurance. Mr. Wright is shaking his head yes. All right. All in favor of approving this item, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It has been approved. And consider a motion to approve the contract between Jackson County School Districts and A-Labs. I'll make the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Have a second. Any discussion? We'll vote. All in favor of approving this contract, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That has been approved. Under personnel, leaves. We want to take these as one motion. I think okay. I guess you good, Mr. West. Y'all good with that? Taking these back.
Yeah.
So we're going to take these leaves. You see it's one for Johnny Green as a teacher and a bus driver, Shannon Harris, Lloyd Ellison, and then Kim Horton. That's the one that we've added. So we have A through E, and we're going to take those as one. All in favor of approving these personnel leaves? Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. Any discussion on those leaves? All in favor of approving these leaves, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So those leaves are now approved. We have a number of resignations. There. And A through I. Mr. Porter, my son is on here resigning as a teacher. If we take this as a group, is there any, can I vote on that?
Yes.
Okay, since it's not an employment, I can. All right, are we good to take resignations as a group? Mr. West? You good
Yes,
with the
yes,
resignations?
yes.
Okay, you see those, Jordan Williams, Tony Robertson, Jenny Wilson, Sandra Atkins, Carol Gann, Kristen Abercrombie, Clay Gorham, Natalie Stevens, and Jamie Pruitt. So we have these resignations before us. We have a motion to approve those block of resignations.
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion, Mr. Knight. We have a second.
I'll second.
Mr. Matthews seconds that. All in favor of approving these resignations, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So we're going to let these guys and gals go. It's been approved. Under retirements, we have, again, we have a number of those. Are we good to take these as a block
Yeah.
with their designated dates? Okay, we have those. Retirements again, Johnny Green, he's going on leave of absence through September the 1st, and then he's retiring. Reggie Culpepper, Mr. Ellison, Brian Harding, Sherry Shirey, and Miss Judy Wilson. I hate to see your name on there, Judy. I'm proud for you, but I hate to see it. So we have A through G, and we've agreed to take those as one block. So do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, we have a motion to approve. Mr. Matthews, do we have a second? I'll second that. So we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor of approving these retirements, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And these retirements have been approved. Under contracts, we have consider a motion to approve a supplemental contract between the Jackson County Board of Education and Pam Vernon, licensed registered nurse for nursing services.
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. Is there any discussion? We'll take this as a vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And that contract has been approved. We have a number of transfers. Now we have A through G. We've added G. Do we want to take these as a group?
We can, if we can talk about G first.
Let's break it off. We'll
All right,
break G off. So we're going to take A through F. If that is acceptable to everyone else, Mr. Porter, that's acceptable? Take those? Okay. So we'll take A through F, and then we'll break G off separately. All in favor of approving A through F, which is going to be Megan Sharp, Lisa Shavers, Elizabeth Hall, Kobe Palmer, Michelle Grant, and Cole Porter. All in favor, we have a motion to approve those transfers.
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? I'll second that. Any discussion on those A through F? All right, hearing none, then we'll move to a vote. All in favor of approving A through F, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Then those have been approved. Now we have G. We'll take a motion to consider a motion to transfer Josh Wright to principal at Stevenson Middle School effective September the 1st. I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
We have a second, and now we have discussion.
Yeah, that's not a transfer, is it? That's
So-
a change in pay, so that would be a new employee.
I think in the past we've done transfers from those positions.
Has to be
haven't we?
lateral though.
What's his position now?
Assistant principal.
He's assistant principal, and he's moving up to a principal. So that's not a transfer.
It would be contract.
I think Mr. West is right. I think that'd be
Okay.
fine.
Okay. So I am going to, Jen, I think what I'm going to do is I want to withdraw my motion, and Mr. Matthews will withdraw his. Then we would take this one off, and I would like to amend the agenda to add it back as a hire. Okay. So I would like to withdraw my motion.
I would like to withdraw my second.
Okay. And we would like to remove G. Then I would like to, under employments, if I get this out of sequence, you let me know. I would like to add T, which would be consider a motion to employ Josh Wright as a principal at Stevenson Middle School effective September 1. Good catch, Mr. West.
Don't talk.
Do what now?
That's a good catch. That's a good catch.
Well, we need to talk about it here too.
Okay. Mr. Porter, we need to get approval on that one now. On adding that one.
Yes.
Okay. So, we have a motion to have that second amendment to the agenda to add that to employments.
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion, I second that. All in favor of adding that under employment, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. All right. So we're going to bounce G off, and we're going to take it over to under employments. And that may have been my fault. Employments. So let's take,
A through S, take T out.
we can do that. Is everybody good with taking A through S? Mr. West?
Take T out. You gonna take T out?
Yes, sir, we'll take T out.
Oh.
We'll do it separate. So we have A through S,
Ayes out also.
sir?
Aye.
Oh, I'm sorry, we did, didn't we? Yeah, we took out I. We struck I when we approved the, so it would be A through H and J through S. A through H, J through S. We have a motion to, I'll read those. Curtis Gay, Gina Gilbert, Marla Flowers, Margaret Brock, Laura Givens, Jonathan Haynes, Chris and the Light, Sherry Brewster, Kirsten Prey, Del Saint, Sydney Lee, Heather Griggs, Christy Cosby, Megan Troutman, Ashley Griggs, Cassie Ball, Kagan Hinkles, Cody Hawkins. Those are the ones that we have. So do we have a motion to approve A through H and J through S?
I'll make the motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. Do we have any discussion on those? All in favor of approving the employments A through H and J through S, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Then A through H and J through S are approved. Now we have T, consider a motion to employ Josh Wright as the principal at Stevenson Middle School effective September the 1st. I'll make that motion.
Second.
We have a second on Mr. Knight. We have discussion.
Yeah. Mr. Guppy, was this job advertised?
Yes,
Has it been interviewed?
I have no idea.
Does anybody on the board know if they had interviews or not? How many applicants did you have for the job?
Last time I noticed, I think there were 20-something.
Did they do interviews? Do you know?
I'm not sure.
We're gonna add him to the agenda, and we don't know if we've had interviews, and this is a step up in pay.
It's a recommendation. Mr. Porter, do you have to have physical, in-person interviews for that?
No,
We don't have to have interviews for principal's job?
not the principal. That's superintendent's recommendation. I don't know what he did.
You sure that's not board policy?
Pardon?
I thought board policy, all principals had to be interviewed for principal's
We don't know
job.
whether he did or not.
Do what now?
So we don't know whether he did or not. So
Okay.
Is there a number that you would, I mean, if it's not required to have interviews, so then there would be a number that there's no set number that you would have to interview because they're not required. I know that Mr. Wright is a longtime employee of the board, so.
But we've also got long-time employees that's principals that's out of a job.
Yeah.
It's been cut back in pay, and we're giving one here, we're giving one additional pay here, and we're cutting others back.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine, go ahead.
Okay. We have a motion, we have a second, we had discussion. All in favor of approving this contract, say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
No.
Okay.
It's not that I don't think the guy deserves it, I just don't think it was done right.
Yes, sir. So, that'd be 4-1, yeah. Under coaching, we have these three coaching hires here. We're good to take those as a group.
C,
Well,
where was
C-
the attachment for
C is our big group. It was in an email.
I don't remember getting that email.
Yeah. It's in an
We
email
all get
last
that
week.
email? When was it? What date was it?
That was actually Thursday, so I wouldn't remember.
Do what now?
It was
Thursday, I think.
Thursday.
What date was that, do you know?
30th? Yeah. I know when I was looking at it in the email, I got offline because the school was listed at the bottom, and I was looking for time. I thought, wait a minute. I was a little confused by that, but.
You got it?
I can't find it.
Do you want
You're on there.
my list?
No, that's fine, go ahead. I'd like to see it.
Just keep it, I went through it already. So we have the list with the addition of Shanna Sarton as assistant softball coach. Oh, she was on that list.
She was left off last year, off sections list.
Oh.
She was supposed to be track coach, but they changed her to softball, and it was never going to be.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that was last.
Oh, I see it there now. I thought I saw her on the list. I did. This is retro. Okay, so we're gonna approve. We're gonna do these three separately, since this one is a little bit different. We have a motion to consider Shannon Sarton as assistant softball coach for Sexton High School for the 2019-2020 school year. I'll make that motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion? Janet, I think, cleared that up for us. All in favor of approving this A, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? So A is approved. B, consider a motion to approve Alexis Sanders as a cheerleader coach at Woodville High School. This is for this coming school year, correct, Janet?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor of approving this position, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Then that is approved. And now we have our big list of coaches for the 2021 school year. And all of these people have met credentials. So I think Mr. Davis checks over that. So we should be good there. We have a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion. Is there a second? I'll second that. Is there any discussion?
You good, Mr. West?
Yeah, I'm
We
fine.
good for
I'm
that?
fine. Yeah, go ahead.
Keep that one.
I
Mr.
knew you was
West.
looking at it still, I didn't know if you was calling.
Is this yours?
No, it's mine. You can have it though. I looked at it online. So,
Okay.
Mr. West, we're good.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. No discussion on that. Mr. West is gonna keep my copy. So all in favor of approving those, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So we've approved those coaches' appointments there. Under announcements, we have, of course, not exactly sure when our next meeting is going to be, Jenna. We may have some,
We will have some hires after some of this is
so good chance we'll have another meeting this month.
He had mentioned something about the third Thursday, but
Okay. So tentatively, is that the 20th?
20th.
Tentatively 8:20. At 5 o'clock. Do we need a work session at 4? Work session at 4?
Yes.
That what we on? Chris, you good with that? Let's do a work session, 8:20.
We're gonna do work session at 5, board meeting at 6. That's what we've been doing,
Have we?
I think. Right? Ain't that right?
Yeah, we've done it both ways.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that gonna be better 5 and 6?
Whatever.
Okay, let's do 5 and 6.
I would say.
Let's do work session at 5. Mr. West, you good with that?
Yeah. Fine.
Is that in the morning?
Yeah.
Only if you'll bring plenty of coffee and pancakes. Afternoon. Let's go evening on that one. Work session at 5, board meeting at 6. On 8:20. And said we have students that will be coming back Friday, I think it is, Jenna. Is that right? So we have people who are getting ready today for that. They're probably been getting their rooms ready for some time. Like my wife, I was cutting out fabric for curtains last night, measuring those out. So, principals have been working with Mr. Dukes on their reopening plans, and so if we have, obviously we don't have teachers here today, but we want to wish them all the best for this coming school year. And I know it's going to be different than the last start or the start of any school year prior to this, but there's going to be some challenges along the way, and we understand that. We support teachers in their efforts to get things started. If along the way there's questions, about what they need to do, they need to check with their principals or building principals, or contact Mr. Bukes or Mr. Buckner. Mr. Guthrie might be able to help with some things, especially related to federal stuff if there's questions. But we're going to be using some in-person and some Schoolology, and questions about that, you need to contact Mr. Buckner, I would say. So everybody's in the same boat across the nation. I mean, we're starting back in times that are uncertain. So, but I know that our employees are good, and they go above and beyond, and they certainly will again. And like I said, we'll be praying for everybody as we move forward.
I just wish we had somebody on the school buses to check temperature when they get on the school buses, because it's
Yeah.
going to be too late when they get to school.
Yeah, I know that they had some.
Skyline
Some stuff, yeah.
Skyline is getting bad right now.
Is it?
Yes.
And it may be the point to where.
Chris
Thanks.
knows that too, don't
Is
you,
it
Chris?
high top mostly?
Well, they got it
Yeah.
Pleasant, they've had several cases at Pleasant Grove and Skyline.
I think that that we need to be diligent about wearing our mask and on the bus and in class and any chance we get. I get used to wearing it. I've been wearing it since March religiously. Dr. Campbell he's been serious about this mask for a while, and it can be done. I pick at mine a lot and it'll slide down, but I've about worn this one out. But it's certainly helped there. So the governor has said that grades 2 through college will wear a mask, and I think it's going to be a challenge too. Judy, that's going to be a challenge as a teacher trying to make sure everybody's wrangled up with a mask. But I think a number of our students have opted for a virtual environment right now. So parents have to do what's best for their child. I don't think anything virtual ever takes the place of having somebody in front of you, just personally. And part of my job is over distance ed at the college, and it's still, I like being face to face, but it is what it is, and it's the circumstances we're faced with. So mask up, wash hands. We've got hand sanitizers and things that are coming through the CARES Act, Mark, and some wipes and different things. So hopefully we can be as proactive and as cautious and as clean as we can be. And, it may come to a point where we have to do something different, and we just have to recognize at that point and react. Anybody else have anything? Dr. Guess, Chris? Y'all good? Stuffy?
Good.
Mr. West, y'all good? Okay. Well, I appreciate everybody up here, and hope that you have a good day. And if y'all need me, let me know. But outside of that, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make the motion.
We have a motion. We have a second. Not second. Any discussion on adjourning? All in favor of approving adjourning, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? We are now adjourned. Thank you.